Hello, hello. Asta, how long have you been here? Jeez. I wasn't ready at all. I was thinking about being a cheating bitch in Diablo and buying a curry, cause, well, the XP shit. And I want to finish before the season's over in, like, a week or two. So yeah, I'm considering spending a whole $1 to buy a curry for Diablo. It'd be the best $1 I've ever spent in my fucking life. Anyway, we're here to play some Midnight Witch. I want some answers. I might have to take a phone call in the middle of stream. It depends if they decide to phone me back or not. I am not holding my breath. I may die. Let's play some Midnight Witch. So last time we had a second loop of the day. More people died, including the twins. Jessica just kind of dropped dead at one point. She didn't really get killed per se. I'm gonna guess this is Evelyn, but let's find out. Please, Kohaku, trust me. You don't want to remember. Yes, I fucking do. I don't think I have the strength to do this. Well, tough shit. Kohaku, please. I don't want... Remember, for fuck's sake! I want answers, goddammit. Hello, Ludwig. How you doing? It's too fucking hot. I hate it here. Let me take my hoodie off. I'm good. I'm tired, as always. I'm a bit hungry. I need my dinner. I had lunch. I had toad in a hole. What the Brits would call toad in a hole. Which is just sausage and Yorkshire pudding. It's very nice. But, yeah. I've been pricing up carries on Diablo 4, because, I kinda want to finish Season 1. Like, I invested money into this. I kinda want it done. And I don't think I'll be able to do it myself before the season's out on October 17th. It gives me like 12 days. I don't think I'm reaching level 100, or doing a tier 43 dungeon, or killing Uber Lilith on my own. Something's gotta give, right? So yes, let's play the rest of this. When I open my eyes again, I'm still on the university campus. Despite the unusual silence, everything seems absolutely normal, and ridiculously fucking loud. The place is deserted except for a young girl sitting on one of the benches in front of the entrance. Oh! It's Evelyn! Before Evelyn was Evelyn. Before she was a murderous bitch. Kohaku, you came, finally. That girl, she looks familiar. She should. She just murdered half of your class. Who are you? I looked down at my unharmed right arm, without a trace of blood. Was she the one who treated me? And most importantly, where is Evelyn? She's right there. Like, right fucking there. Where is Evelyn? You are with her, aren't you? The girl flinches at my snarky and unnecessarily threatening tone. Kohaku, it's me, Eva. Oh god. Eva? Eva or Eva? The Yumi Neko in me wants to say Eva. What? Eva from the social studies class? Is that you? Eva nods, a sad smile frozen on her face. Eva, just a student in the same class as me. I think we've actually been in the same class since high school, but I've never really talked to her. Oh, she has a crush on you. A nice girl, but very discreet, very shy. Okay, so I'm putting this out there now. My theory is that she was in our friend group, though none of us remember. And She was best friends with Emma. And they both, like, professed their love for us at the same time, but we chose Emma. And then something must have happened where we dumped Emma, and we ended up dating Eva, and then, I must have really hurt her, and then, yeah. Oh well, let's see. That's me, without my witch look. My fists clench at the mention of Evelyn. Don't tell me, you're Evelyn? Eva shakes her head gently. Evelyn doesn't exist. She's just one of my appearances created from figments of my imagination. Hello, Mama, how you doing? Hello, Karen. How's my favourite barker today? And I shall hydrate. Oh, that is a big stretch. Oh, jeez. Hello. Oh, that's good to hear. How you doing, Karen? I don't understand anymore. If Evelyn doesn't exist, then... You kidding me? Who killed Emma, then? And Dan, Jessica, everybody. You're existing. Yeah, same, though. Who is the murderer guilty of all this killing, huh? Eva looks down, and a few tears appear in her big eyes. Working and lurking, I love it. It's more complicated than that. It's you. It's you who did all this. You look so much like her. I can't believe I didn't realize it sooner. Eva does share a number of traits with Evelyn for sure. Younger, softer, more human. She's just like Evelyn's little sister. I'm responsible for all of Evelyn's actions, that's right. That trash, that filthy trash. My jaw twitches painfully in anger. And now that you've revealed your true identity to me, do you really think I won't try to slaughter you? What exactly do you expect? I'm about to pounce on her, to hurt her badly. Yuppie. To avenge all those who died because of Evelyn, because of Eva. You wanted to know the truth. You wanted to remember. Then I'll tell you everything, and after that... To remember it's true that Evelyn gave me the choice. I want to understand why. Why all this horror? Why? Eva lowers her eyes to the ground again. All the third-year students always go on a trip organised by the university. The school trip, it's coming back to me now. Ours took place very recently, just a few... Ouch. Oh, I didn't realise it was going to say ouch. I wince under the sensation of searing pain that immediately disappears. For us social studies students, the plan was to go visit a historical site in the mountains. The mountains? I remember talking about it with Emma. She was adamant that we go to the hot springs right next to... Ouch! The pain shoots through my skull again. Whenever I focus too much on this trip, I immediately feel... There were about 60 of us who signed up, so the university had reserved a single bus for our class. The bus. The bus! I was dying to go and sit next to Dan, but Emma had firmly insisted that we stay together for the entire... Ow! What happened, bro? The pain came back again, even sharper. Were we in a bus accident? Did we even make it there? The bus. The bus. I feel like my forehead is about to split in two. The pain is becoming more and more intolerable. The bus. Eva looks at me with a compassionate expression. The pain must be terrible. Try to focus on my voice only. I'm going to remind you of the truth that your brain is trying to hide from you. Eva inhales deeply and keeps her eyes closed for a moment. The bus never reached its destination. Oh, I hate being right. There was an accident during our climb. A rockfall. Screams. Emma's hand tightening around mine. The intensity of the pain goes up another notch. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I made that same sound when I got out of bed this morning. One of the larger rocks hit us head on. Under the force of the impact, the bus was thrown into the ravine. Kohaku? We all died on that fateful day. A flash of pain appears in front of my eyes and almost makes me lose consciousness. Ah! Are we dead? Well, if you're not alive, you're certainly, something. Dead. I'm dead? I continue to stare at Eva despite the terrible pain that forces me to take a knee. So why am I imagining it as her as a witch killing everybody? Why is that where my mind went to? Eva's eyes are studded with crystal-like tears that reflect the sunlight like 1,000 sparkling diamonds. When I opened my eyes again, I had a shard of glass stuck in my chest. I could barely breathe. I couldn't hear any more sounds. I was the only survivor, and I was bleeding to death. I too was dying. Her voice begins to tremble with emotion. I would have preferred to die on the spot, like everyone else, but I was doomed to agonize slowly. I called your name, Kohaku. I screamed it, but I was surrounded with silence. Alone in the world, alone before death. Then I prayed with all my might. I prayed for a miracle. Oh god. And then you prayed to the witch burn castle, and then you became a witch yourself. I see. I fucking see. Uh-huh. Okay. I get it. With trembling hands, Eva wipes away the tears that flooded her face. A face that looked so sweet, so innocent. How could she and Evelyn be one and the same? And... The pain in my head is finally starting to fade. I remember everything now. The fall, the horrified screams. The feeling of my heart failing on impact. Would you even feel that? Emma's terrified eyes pressing against me, her hand in mine. The sensation of falling forever. The nothingness. I died on that day. We all died on that day. A miracle happened. My pleading was heard. I was given these powers. I look up at Eva. What? Who? Who gave you what? The Witch of Miracles, of course! Eva shakes her head sadly. I was given these powers, that's all that matters. While I was dying, I was able to create this alternate reality, this eternal dream where we were all together again. Eva pauses again, agitated with new sobs. Kohaku, I'm so sorry. When I got my powers, I thought that it was a sign of fate. That I could finally get my revenge. Revenge for what? Who the hell is this girl? You wanted revenge on the whole class? Eva gives me a sad smile. It's a long story I'm not proud of, about a shy and cowardly student. Eva, she may have been in my class since high school, but I hardly ever talked to her. She's a shy person who barely interacts with others. What did she want to get back at? Don't tell me you wanted to get back at the class just because nobody paid you any attention. Eva laughs nervously. No, of course not. That I'm used to. I don't know if I can... Sorry, I've got hiccups. The pain finally subsides and allows me to stand up fully. Back there, earlier, when you were Evelyn, you told me you would tell me everything, that I had a choice to know. And I made that choice. So, I want to know. Hydrate! Look, right, has to get this, right? Get this. We were all dying and this bitch prayed and then turned into a witch. She prayed for a miracle. Guess who fucking answered? It was Burncastle, I swear to fucking god. It's a fanfiction of the Yumineko universe. I'm making it canon now. Oh, that's a big stretch. She like prayed for a miracle and then got witch powers. How convenient. It could only be Burncastle. I don't think Lambda would be that Oh no, not work conferences, no. I'm so sorry. Eva looks away at the horizon. Oh yeah, to top it all off, she's called Eva. Like, come on. Come on. It's just Umineko fanfiction. It has to be. You're right. You have a right to know. But please, I have no right to ask you this, but try not to judge me too harshly. Tell me everything. Eva closes her eyes as if recalling extremely distant events. I don't even know where to start. At the beginning, please? Eva reopens her wide eyes and stares at me with affection. I don't think you remember this, but I've been in your class since high school. We've been on the same path ever since, all the way through college. Thank you, Asta, bye-bye! And for as long as I can remember, I've always loved you. Of course you have, I predicted this. Eva loves me? Evelyn loves me? All of this was love? Yes, because without love, it cannot be seen! Which of this do you not fucking understand? I swear to God, if this is fucking Umineko fanfiction, right? I swear to fucking God. Everything you put me through, it was love? You think it was love? My fists clench again, and a palatable hatred comes over my face. Love. She doesn't care about me, she's insane. All this pain, this torture. Eva raises her trembling hands in front of her, as if to protect herself from fury. I promised you I would tell you everything, but you have to promise to listen to me, all the way. Anger spreads throughout every fibre of my being. It would be so easy to grab her skull and slam it against a rock. Like Rock and Jima. I'm sorry, I will stop, I promise. Again, and again. Kohaku, please. Her pleading eyes remind me of Emma's just before she died. In the auditorium with Evelyn. In the bus. I managed to regain control of my emotions. The intense fury finally subsides and my breathing returns to a normal rhythm. I promise. I promise nothing. Thank you, Kohaku. Eva gives me a hesitant look. Do you want to sit next to me? Ah, yeah, sure, let me sit next to a murderer. That cool. Bucket list, you know? I'm fine where I am. If I get too close, I'm not sure I can suppress my urge to strangle her. Eva gives me another sad smile. Well, of course, I understand. I feel nothing but hatred for her, so why am I afflicted with a twinge of sadness every time I meet her distress-filled eyes? Eva takes a deep breath, as if each new sentence made her suffer. I love you, Kohaku. I've always loved you. We rarely spoke, but I was completely under your charm. My charm? Is she kidding me? I was just an average high school student, nothing special. Not especially handsome, nor popular, or smart. So, what charm are you talking about? Eva allows herself a warmer smile, as if comforted by the memory of a simpler time, more candid. You had very popular friends, but despite that, you were nice to everyone. Even with a nobody like me. Whenever we spoke, you didn't care what others thought of me. You were just nice. In my eyes, that made you exceptional. Oh my god, am I battler in disguise? You will always be special to me. I don't know if I was especially nice to anyone. I was just trying to be polite, that's all. You weren't trying to put yourself out there at all costs, like most other high schoolers. You just wanted the people around you to be happy. I don't remember being that selfless. I was trying not to hurt others for the sake of it, but anyone would do the same, right? Nah, people are dicks. I was just doing it to make people like me, that's all. If I had been really popular, I probably would have been even worse than the others. Eva looks at me with a particularly fond look on her face as she shakes her head. No, it's in your nature. You're a kind person. It's one of the most beautiful qualities in the world. Being kind is a quality? I feel like they say that about the naive and foolish. A quality I sorely lack. I'm so much worse than you. It was this quality that attracted Emma. That's why she fell in love with you. Emma, no one expected a girl like her to end up with someone like me. No one, including me. It's true that I was so surprised when she agreed to go out with me. When we started college, I was ecstatic to be in the same graduating class as you. I made it my goal to tell you how I felt after freshman year, to give me courage, to dare to talk to you more, to spend time with you. But you fit in very quickly. You made a new group of friends, and most importantly, you started a relationship with Emma. I was devastated when I saw the two of you together, but even so, I was happy for you. Emma seemed nice too. I thought you two were probably meant for each other, and that fate was telling me to move on alone. Yeah! Dinosaurs! So I decided to make a fresh start. I went to all the student parties. I tried to talk to as many people as I could. I really tried to fit in, to be a normal student. It didn't work out so well, except with one person who was quick to give me attention. You know him, I think. His name was Lucas. Oh. Oh. Him. Uh-oh. I slowly recall the rumours from the first loop about him. His technique, it was always the same. He targeted shy, isolated girls to... Eva shudders and folds her arms around herself. I was the perfect victim, isolated, desperate. He invited me to his room. It was the middle of the day. I didn't suspect anything. I thought he might just want to kiss me. The distress in her voice became painfully palatable. As soon as I walked in, he locked the door behind me. Oh dear. Yabby! He did bad things. An intense feeling of unease envelopes me in its heavy, overpowering cloak. This is the first time I've heard a testimony like this. I could hardly breathe. I was completely in shock. I never imagined it could happen like that to me. Just imagining the scene makes me nauseous. Lucas was capable of doing such a thing? Then he... Eva pauses for a moment. I can hear the sound of tears crashing on the bright green lawn. I'm sorry, that makes a sound. When she resumes, her voice becomes more mechanical, as if she was protecting herself behind an automatism of language to evoke this traumatic memory. He filmed everything. He always filmed everything, and then he sold his videos to Lucy. Lucy, the third victim of Evelyn's questions, right after Matt. The one who was putting porn videos online, no matter where they came from. Lucy owned a porn website. She only posted amateur videos, impossible to find elsewhere. She had several regular suppliers within the university. Lucas was one of her favourites because videos of non-consenting girls are apparently highly sought after on the internet. That's sick. Who wants to watch videos like that? Exactly. If actresses are known to go all out during their filmed lovemaking, it's because people want to see a consenting video, right? They're looking for something normal, right? Once a video is published on the internet, it's there forever. You can't take it down, it will always reappear on another site, like a digital hider. And regarding those kinds of videos, everyone always ends up knowing about it. Starting with the relatives, it's absolutely inevitable. When my parents found out about the video, I honestly thought about just ending it all. They didn't believe me. They said I was responsible for what happened to me. I was alone, isolated, in complete distress. I couldn't even file a complaint. I was too ashamed. I felt forever defiled. Even my parents, even they didn't want to have anything to do with me anymore. My throat constricts slightly with emotion. I never imagined that the consequences of an assault could take on such proportions. I didn't even imagine that this could happen anywhere, but at night, in a poorly lit alley. I had nothing but dark thoughts. I was thinking the most discreet way to end it, so as not to disturb the world around me. I didn't want to live anymore, not after all this. I'm so sorry. I can't think of anything else to say. I don't know what to think. Evelyn is talking to me, the one who sadistically tortured us, and yet, I feel for her some form of compassion. I'm not a heartless monster. I can't help but feel empathy for those who suffer. Eva has suffered. She continues to suffer. I am truly sorry. Well, I get the people that she punished because they did bad things to her, but what about everybody else? That does not add up in my little brain. Eva lifts her head and gives me another smile. You know, Kohaku, the only thing that kept me going back then was you. Just knowing that I was going to see you again the next morning. That's what finally pushed my darkest thoughts away. I kept going despite the pain. Who would have guessed that there was such pain so close to me? Who knows if ever is just an isolated case? Who knows if other anonymous people are not suffering daily in the same classroom just a few rows away? Who knows? Is that why Evelyn targeted them? To punish them for what they'd done to you? Eva nods slowly. Revenge. Revenge leads to nothing but emptiness. I only realise it now, but Eva inhales painfully, then resumes her story. After my assault, I shut myself off completely. I was content to stay in the shadows, protected by my shell. People barely noticed me, even less than in high school. I had become perfectly invisible to the point where I was completely forgotten. It was so easy for me to learn everyone's secrets. People would barely lower their voices when they saw me. Or rather, when they pretended not to see me. All I had to do was sit nearby, pretend to work and listen. I developed a certain perverse attraction to other people's sordid stories. As if to convince myself that I wasn't the only one suffering, that after all the world was just cruel, and that pain was just one more feeling among many. If I were you, I don't know how I would have reacted. I don't know if... Believe me, you would have reacted much better than what I did. Because what drives you is kindness, where my heart was dominated by hatred. I learnt a lot of people's dirty secrets. How Matt forced Zoe to have an abortion, for example, and how traumatized she was by it. I quickly understood Chloe's true feelings when I heard her spread the rumor about her sister. Zoe was terrified that her name would be made public, that her parents would find out. I felt like I'd experienced something similar. I almost felt sorry for her, especially since it was her own sister who had betrayed her. To cover her tracks, Chloe found the perfect scapegoat. She targeted someone weak and isolated, someone she could safely attack. The famous rumor. She convinced Zoe that you were behind it. That's why Zoe was all the more stunned when she learnt that Chloe was the real culprit. Eva nods with an abysmally sad look on her face. Zoe was terrified, and scared people can be very cruel. She proved that to me for many months. She and Chloe they made me pay for it. But you know, I didn't blame Zoe that much. For all her arrogance, she loved her sister deeply, and that she took her word for it. That was something I respected a lot. So I wish someone would have loved me like that. So it was definitely Chloe that Evelyn was targeting. Zoe was just collateral damage. A way to torture Chloe a little more by making her think she would get away with it. Is that why you targeted them both, with special treatment for Chloe? Eva nods again, eyes downcast. I'm not proud of it, but I felt like I was acting on some kind of justice. A justice that was completely twisted, but that systematically went my way. I was both the judge and the executioner. I also learned that Emma had cheated on you. My heart stops for a moment. Of course Evelyn knew. It's why she targeted Emma. At that moment I wanted to hurt her so badly, to punish her for daring to do that, when she was the one you had chosen. The one I would have dreamed of being. But I didn't have the courage to talk to you anymore, ever since I became one of Lucas's victims. How could I have explained to you that Emma has cheated on you? You probably wouldn't have believed me, or worse, you would have hated me for it. You would have eventually learnt the truth about me, and... Eva catches her breath and her voice slightly hoarse. I stayed a spectator, hoping that you would eventually discover the truth somehow. And to finally be able to contemplate Emma's plight. Emma, she's been trying so hard following this event. She seemed to make you happy. Time passed, and in the end, you never learnt the truth. You stayed together and your relationship grew even stronger. The pieces of the puzzle are slowly falling into place. Eva, she'd been repressing her hatred for months, for years. She's been abused, humiliated, hurt. All this masquerade, these powers mysteriously offered on a silver platter. She was finally able to take revenge on her tormentors. But her twisted justice, to use her words, was gradually altered by the intoxication of power. The court became a farce, and justice became cruelty. A cruel and absurd outlet. Dan and Jessica, did you plan to kill them? Did they humiliate you too? Eva turns her head towards the horizon, staring into space. I don't know. I don't know what I was planning anymore. I felt almighty, like the world was finally seeing me as who I wanted to be. Respected, admired, feared. I guess I would have spared them a little longer if they hadn't tried to. Eva sighed heavily, and a sad smile appeared on her lips. Jessica was pretty sympathetic, but to be honest, she treated all the girls the same. She was just like a wounded animal, snarling and scared. The other girls weren't nice to her, far from it. She was just trying to protect herself. I would stay in my corner, and she would leave me alone. As for Dan, he never gave me the slightest bit of attention, neither good nor bad. I had no particular reason to get back at him. If he had stayed in his place, that explains why Dan and Jessica survived so long. Why Emma was sacrificed before them. So my theory was partially correct. I let out a nervous chuckle. That's a pointless win. Completely pointless. Despite the tears, Eva's big eyes look into mine. I'm really not proud of having taken revenge like that. I feel a lot of shame about it, and even more so because you're the one I'm telling this whole story to. But the worst part is that these revenges were not my main goal. They were just an extra satisfaction. Eva clenches her small fists resting on her lap. I owe you the truth. The real reason I orchestrated this whole masquerade, all this violence. Her voice breaks into sobs. It was because of you, Kohaku. I wanted to hurt you. Just you. Me? Well, I had said that. That's why I was staying alive till the end, to watch all my friends die around me. I stare at Eva in a daze, my brain thinking fast. I never did anything to her, did I? After all these years, we had barely talked, especially in college. And it's because I didn't do anything. And she said it herself. I was pretty nice to her, polite at least, normal. Oh, my sister is messaging me. Spagball 40. Yes. I've never done anything cruel. But I never did anything to you. I'm not a freak like Lucas or Lucy. That's it. You didn't do anything. Swirly pasta. my sister doesn't know the names of pasta, neither do I, but swirly pasta? Question mark. Eva shakes her head painfully. I know it's unfair to blame you for this, but after the assault you'd become my beacon in the night. The only reason I was willing to live another day, despite the humiliation. Despite the indelible stain inside me. But when Chloe convinced her sister to lash out at me, I found myself on the verge of despair again. I couldn't understand how so many cruelties could happen to me. Every time I looked at you from afar, I gritted my teeth and managed to take another humiliation. I wanted you to be proud of me, even if you had no idea what I was going through. As long as you didn't know, I couldn't blame you. You were my secret love. My one and only comfort. But one day you finally learned. You saw everything. And you looked away. Tears flowed gently down her alabaster skin, thin as porcelain. Thin, delicate and fragile. My eyes widen as the scene flashes back to me. Of course I knew. That morning I saw Chloe and Zoe. I saw them humiliating Eva in a secluded corner of the park. They were putting her through. They were cruel. Oh, did I press something by accident? Oh, no cray. No cray. Don't worry, I'm fine. I saw the desperate look in Eva's eyes, the same look she has now. I lowered my eyes and walked away, as if I hadn't seen anything. I had just had a fight with Emma, our biggest fight ever. I was scared, terrified of losing her. I desperately needed a twin support to convince Emma to forgive me, to advocate for me. They were so close, the three of them. When I saw them hurting you, I didn't want to risk turning them against me. I chose to look the other way. I lowered my gaze in turn. I'm so sorry, Eva. I like it when you say my name. But her face still studded with tears, Eva flashes a small embarrassed smile. I can't find words. I don't know what I'm supposed to say. I don't even know what to feel. Pity? Compassion? Hate? Is that enough to justify her actions? She made the whole class suffer, the whole class that was already dead before she even began her vengeful power-drunk work. It was unfair of me to expect you to react any other way. Anyone would have looked the other way. Everyone who knew before you looked away. But I couldn't help but hope in my eyes. You were perfect, an ideal of kindness. You were the one who'd saved me, without even knowing it. So when you left me to my fate, I experienced it as the worst betrayal. I thought I was going to lose all hope, but my love for you turned to resentment, into hate. I had no right to blame you, Kohaku. I'm so sorry, but I couldn't help it. Because of that hate, I found the strength to keep living, until the trip. Until the accident. Eva bites her lip in obvious pain. You're free not to believe me, but when I was dying after the accident, I didn't pray that I could get revenge. Or even to get out alive. I prayed for you to survive. I feel completely unnerved by that last sentence. She wanted me to survive despite the hatred she felt? I don't understand. You hated me. Eva shakes her head. Hate is no substitute for love, Kohaku. On the contrary, it only amplifies it. I never stopped loving you. With all my heart. I remained stunned by her words. Evelyn loved me. She did all this for me, torn between her resentment and her love for me. I was the main character in this masquerade. That's why she was so familiar with me, that she would spare me no matter what I did. But after I got these powers, I thought it was my destiny to punish you. That you deserved to be punished. I wanted to punish you, to make you suffer by killing those you were close to. Like I said. Until you felt the despair that had become my daily life for years. You wanted to multiply the loops, to continue punishing me? You allowed me to keep all my memories, unlike the others, so that my despair would build up with each new loop. Eva awkwardly wipes her tears with the back of her hand. Kohaku, forgive me. I'm so sorry. I had no right to make you suffer when I love you so much. I remained stunned. Conflicting feelings buzz furiously inside me. When I saw you collapse after Jessica's death, when you begged me to kill you in despair, I felt an immense emptiness. I felt nothing of the joy I had imagined. It was all bitterness. I knew then that I'd been wrong all along. My powers are meant to save the one I love, not hurt him. Around us the horizon blurs slightly. Something's not right. What's going on? I'm going to do what I should have done all along. Forgive me, Kohaku. I'm petrified of an outburst of power that I'm unable to comprehend. The world around us slowly crumbles, leaving only a bright white light behind. What are you doing? Stop! Don't worry, Kohaku. I'm going to save you. No, you can save us all. I know you can do it. Eva smiles at me with a sad look on her face. No, Kohaku, I'm the only one left. I can only save one person. A life for a life. I won't save anyone but you. I love you, Kohaku. Ah! Let me save you, bitch! Okay, fine. A life for a life. Eva continues to smile at me. Kohaku, thank you. Eva, you don't deserve to die. Eva shakes her head, a loving look on my face. No one deserves to die. I only realize that now. Eva has suffered all these years, alone, in silence, and the only time I could have helped her, I left her to her fate. Not this time. I only see one solution. I close my eyes and focus on my own body. Farewell, Kohaku. I don't want Eva to sacrifice herself. She's already suffered too much. She deserves to have a new beginning. And after all, I'm already dead. I'm not worth saving. Eva is. I must save Eva. I think back to the rotting bodies of the dead students. Emma, Dan, Jessica, my body is the same. Dead. I intensify my focus. I'm dead. Simply dead. My body is nothing but a pile of dead flesh. Nature immediately takes over. The warm touch of my wet clothes confirms that they are now soaked in blood. My blood. Kohaku, what are you doing? I'm already dead. My body collapses to the ground. No! Ah! Ah! Oh my god! She's adorable. I open my eyes again, and I see Eva kneeling next to me, her face studded with clear tears. I feel the life draining out of me quickly through my wounds that are far too deep to be treated. Kohaku, why? She presses my hand against her face. I manage to move my fingers to caress her wet cheek. Eva. No, please, stop. It was my destiny. I had to save you. I managed to wince a smile despite the pain flooding my entire body. Stop talking about fate. We're the only ones responsible for our actions. For better and for worse, so... Eva shakes her head and squeezes my hand against her with all her might. I had to save you. It was the only thing I could be proud of. Why should you have to sacrifice yourself for a soiled piece of trash like me? Eva, you are not. If you can still cry for others, then you're not soiled. Eva's tears fall delicately onto my bloody face. Live, Eva. Please. Live. She's already suffered too much. She deserves her chance at happiness. She deserves to live. I can't. Not without you. Then live. For me too. Start anew. I will always be somewhere in you. Eva's lips tremble uncontrollably. She tries to articulate something. I love you, Kohaku. Eva. The last thing I feel is the touch of her lips against mine. Her lips are so soft. So I've heard there's 4 endings to this game. I'm very curious as to which one I got. I'm gonna guess it all has to do with that quiz in the middle. You have broken the curse of the Midnight Witch. Yay! Miss, can you hear me? Her heart rate is stable. She should regain consciousness. Miss, if you can hear me, look at me. Kohaku? How are you feeling? Oh my god, he's the doctor as well? Ugh, what a dick. Kohaku, I love you. She needs to rest. Everything is fine, don't worry. I want to see Kohaku. Listen, Eva, can I call you Eva? Show me Kohaku. Kohaku is... You were all caught in a terrible accident. The bus you were on fell into a ravine. Given the force of the impact, all the passengers were condemned to almost certain death. Against all odds, rescue workers found 2 survivors. You and one of your classmates. Kohaku? Kohaku. He's really... dead? I'm sorry, Eva. He had punctured lungs. We put him on oxygen, but his chances of survival were slim. His other organs eventually failed one by one, and he finally succumbed shortly after arriving in the emergency room. I want you to know that despite his condition, he kept repeating your name over and over with the little oxygen he was able to absorb. I'm very sorry. As for you, your heart gave out immediately upon arrival at the hospital. Without a heart transplant, you were doomed. By a twist of fate, he was on the donor list and his heart was in perfect condition. We checked your compatibility and we decided to start the surgery immediately. Haha, I did say part of me would be in you. Haha, quite literally. Without this providential heart, you would have not made it through the night. You are what we call a miracle case, Eva. Oh, please, call me Burn. The whole staff was very glad to see you alive. Kohaku saved me. Again? Oh, okay, so him being the professor was my mind's way of kind of contemplating what was actually going on behind the scenes. So he's the doctor, he wasn't really the professor. He sacrificed himself to save me. Well, you could put it this way, his heart saved your life indeed. I'm truly sorry for what happened to you. You and Kohaku seemed very close. He is the love of my life. I'm so very sorry for your loss, Eva. Listen, try to get some rest. You must be exhausted. I'll come back later. You're safe now, Eva. Don't worry, everything will be fine. Who was the other one who made it out then? Because there was 2 survivors. Kohaku, thank you for everything. You gave me the greatest gift of all, the hope to live. I will do anything to make you proud. You will always live within me, in this heart you've entrusted to me. I will do my best to help those who suffer in silence, those who have lost all hope. Like me, before you save me. So stay with me, please. Stay with me forever. I love you, Kohaku. Redemption! Was it a good ending? Did we get a good ending? Oh, the art was great. The music was fucking fantastic. UI? Clean. The people who lent an ear to my endless ranting. Oh, she's smiling this time! Oh wait, what? It keeps going? Wait, what? But we've just watched the credits. Nani? I suppose we keep going then? Sorry, it's so bright outside. If you see me like squinting heavily, like almost my eyes almost closed. Like, it's so bright outside, what the fuck? It's only 15 degrees, but like, I can't see. Light? Did I even have a choice there? It just made me press a button. Kohaku? Kohaku, can you hear me? Kohaku, forgive me for everything I put you through. I don't want to do it all again. All I want is for you to forget this nightmare. Trust me, it's for the better. Kohaku, thank you for everything. I love you. I will always love you. So, farewell, my love. So, is this just the same as it was before? Why is it so fucking bright? Yeah, it's just the same. Okay. So, let's have a look. So there's multiple endings. I want to know which ending I got. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, okay. That's how you get the other endings. Okay. Do I still have my saves? Okay, we'll start the nightmare over. This is my fucking choice, you bitch! Why did it do that? I'm sorry, can you not show my thingy though? That could dox me. Rude. Okay. Dun 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 dun. No. Oh, wait, they're here. Okay, right. So my first fuck up was here. Right. So, as Evelyn kills Emma, we have the choice to either stay in our seat and watch her die, or we can get up and we die too. This is another choice we had. I can't stay still. I can't. Fuck Evelyn. Fuck everyone else. Nothing makes sense anymore. Emma's gonna die. Good. Didn't really like her anyway. Just as I rush to the floor to hold her, an immense pain hits my back. I collapse in front of Emma and I can see the supernatural dagger piercing my body. But my eyes remain fixed on Emma's tear-stained face. My Emma. Emma. Kohaku, I love you. I painfully manage to reach out my arm to her and our two hands meet halfway. Her own hand is already so cold. Emma, I love you. I love you so much. A ragged cough half interrupts me and I can taste blood in my mouth. Emma, stay with me, please. Thank you, Kohaku. Emma's eyes turn glassy as the last sign of life is drained from her. She's dead. Emma. I use what little energy I have left to let out a howl filled with anger, pain, and despair. I feel as if the world has gone completely silent. Nothing around me matters anymore. Nothing but Emma's big, lifeless eyes. Emma, why you? Why? I can feel her life slipping out my body quickly. My breathing becomes more difficult, and I can't move my head. I hear Evelyn's voice in the distance. Strangely, the tone is neither mocking nor playful. More like disappointed. It's a pity. I didn't expect such a stupid reaction from you. I painfully articulate a few words in a breath of hatred. You. Alright, let's keep going. You hear Evelyn's footsteps walking away. Go die, you. My last sentence is interrupted by a jolt from the dagger that seems to move on its own along my spine. These are the last words I'm able to speak. Words of insult. In front of the girl I love. I probably would have been better off addressing my last words to Emma. What an idiot. As my eyes close for the last time, I clutch Emma's lifeless hand to mine, with all the fury roaring inside me. Let's move on to the next question. Is there a volunteer? You have not obeyed the witch's rules and have hence been sentenced to death. Die you shall. You fool. Yep, that was another ending. We died. Obviously not a good ending. Okay, so our next one is do we want to remember? Do we want to remember? From what ending was this? We killed Emma. Everyone else is dead. Alright, when Evelyn asks if you want to remember the truth, tell her you want to die. Okay, no, kill me. I just want this to stop, this nightmare. Bye-bye, Ludwig, we're just exploring the other endings now. We've completed the game, and I actually think we got the good ending first, which is unusual for me. I don't usually. Bye-bye-bye. I hope it's not too stressful for you, and I'll be here when work's over. Evelyn stares at me silently, tears in her eyes. Just let me join the others, please. Evelyn displays an incredibly weary look on her face. Kohaku, I don't think I have the strength to go on. My voice breaks into sobs. Please, please. I'm sorry, I didn't mean for... Stop it all, please. Evelyn sighs heavily, then closes her eyes, placing her hand on my head. I'm going to make you join Jessica and the others. Does that mean she's going to... Yes, it's probably for the best. A misty white veil invades my field of vision as I gradually lose consciousness. Forgive me, Kohaku. I think... Tick, tock, ding dong. Please become 12 o'clock. Yo, Kohaku! Hi. I greet Dan without much enthusiasm. You look awful. Do you even sleep at night? No. I shrugged my shoulders. Yeah, I'm not really. Let me guess, you were with Emma, right? A rather luxurious bag comes down on Dan's head with a thud. I'm really gonna end up bleeding you like a pig. Ah, it hurts so much. Tomorrow I'll bring my studded purse and you'll understand what real pain is. And the pain of having to put up with you every morning. What do you do with... Oof. Jessica's left knee smashes into Dan's belly with deadly accuracy, and he nearly regurgitates the contents of his stomach. I watch Dan get scolded by Jessica with a grin on my face. Just like every day since I started this endless day all over again. I don't know how many times I've already started this day over. I've stopped counting after the 1000th loop. Evelyn never showed up after the second and final loop. Since then, I've only relived this perfectly ordinary day. The day always starts in the morning, right at the university. I take a walk around the park, watch Dan get scolded by Jessica, and ignore Wes, who mostly stands in Dan's shadow. If I focus hard enough, I can see their decomposed bodies, their true nature, the one Evelyn left them in. In those moments, I close my eyes and I take a deep breath. I clench my fists and I think about their unharmed faces, and everything goes back to normal. I'm stuck in an infinite loop. The same day, unchanging, starting over as soon as the clock hits midnight. No matter what I do. Evelyn offered me this illusionary happiness to make up for everything she's done, and then she disappeared completely. She, the source of all evil. I've tried to call her many times, but I'm hopelessly alone, the only one who remembers anything. For everyone else, it's just a normal day. They're totally unaware of being trapped in a time loop. Why all this masquerade? I don't know, I believe there's nothing more to understand. Evelyn disappeared, and with her, the answer to all my questions. I'm left with this fake happiness, and yet it all feels very real at the same time. Thanks to this loop, I can still see everyone, laugh with them, hang out. I'll probably end up going crazy one day, by dint of repetition. But for now, I'm fine with this situation. It makes me happy. Happy enough to face another repetition of this endless day. Today again. And probably tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow. And maybe even... I think we better get going. Classes are about to start. Dan scowls. All this for a sociology class? I should have stayed in bed. I smile with a disillusioned air. Me too, Dan. Me too. You have no idea. I look up at the sky, lit by a bright sun, as always. There'll be no singing tomorrow, only a present, frozen in an illusion of happiness. But I know I'll be able to handle another day. And probably one more tomorrow. Beyond that, we'll see. Okay, so we've had 3 of the endings. So the next one is we need to know the truth, and then instead of sacrificing myself, I'll sacrifice her and live on a happy life. So yes, I want to know the truth. Well, I'm gonna casually just skip all this. Yes, keep going. Remember. The 5th of November. I don't actually know the rest of the words of that. Tick tock, tick tock. Oh look, it's the lady. I just want the last ending. Give me the last ending. I can't skip any of this, even though I've already read it all. Kind of frustrating. Dun, 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 dun. I like how this guide that I got up doesn't actually spoil any of the contents of the endings, it just tells you how to get them. Right. Yet without love it cannot be seen. I swear they could have made this into Umineko fanfiction and it would have perfectly fit in with the storyline and like barely changed anything. This is a great game either way though. Oh yeah, I'm K in this one, aren't I? Shit. I didn't change my name this time. Dun 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 dun. Right, so when all the white stuff starts coming on the screen, then we have to sacrifice her instead of myself. And the music is really good for this. Like, what the hell? Da, 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 da. My god, I forgot how long this scene is. Yeah, just casually show me my dead girlfriend, that's fine. Right. It should be soon. Soon, 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 soon. Oh my god, let's fucking go. I didn't realize how close to the end of the story I was when I left it yesterday. Why is there people with 8-hour playthroughs on this? What the fuck? Right, okay. Here we go. Here's the white stuff coming on the screen. This is us kind of forgetting. Going back to reality. Da 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 da. Right, there must be another solution. We can. Eva continues to smile at me. We're exploring. Jeans. You don't have to sacrifice yourself for me. Yeah, we've resumed to being K because I forgot to change my name. Thank you for the hydrate. This'll be the last ending we need, then I'm gonna go back and do a few of the achievements. Which I believe link to the questionnaire. But I haven't actually looked. Dun, 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 dun. Ending 3, personality. Ah, there you go. Then it gives you the personality test ones. Oh, there's more? Oh, yeah, shit. I will do that in my spare time then. I'm sure we can find a way to save us all. I'm glad you care about me. Okay, thank you. Bah! I try to rush at her, but an invisible barrier prevents me. Stop, let me through. We can do this. Eva shakes her head, a loving look on my face. Eva, you don't deserve to die. I was the coward. I should have done something. No one deserves to die. I only realize that now. Traces of blood appear on Eva's body as the world continues to crumble all around us. Kate, if you ever manage to forgive me, I hope you'll keep a small place in your heart for me. I drum both fists against the invisible barrier. Once again, I'm totally powerless, like in the auditorium with Evelyn. Like, since I died. Kay, could you repeat my name? Tears stream down my cheeks. Do I have to, though? The bloodstains widen on her body and the pain in her voice is palatable. Despite this, her smile remains intact. I love when you say my name. Thank you. Forgive me. For fuck's sake, how many times? Farewell, Kay. I love you. Oh my god. I can't see anything but a blinding white light. No matter how much I scream, no sound comes out my mouth. Helplessly, I close my eyes and I lose consciousness. I have the hiccups. Ding! The Midnight Witch has decided to lift the curse. To save you. Sir, can you hear me? His heart rate is stable. He should regain consciousness. Sir, if you can hear me, look at me. I try to articulate a few words, but only a guttural rattle comes out my mouth. I open my eyes and discover what appears to be a hospital room. Several people in scrubs are bent over me. I feel almost no pain and my brain is perfectly awake. One of the people leaning over me, dressed in a long white coat, carefully straightens me up. I guess he's a doctor? I feel like I recognize him. Don't worry, it's a side effect of the anesthesia. Yeah. You'll be able to talk very soon. How are you feeling? Eva. You need to rest. Everything is fine, don't worry. Where is Eva? My voice regains some composure. Although my body is still very numb, my mind is clearer than ever. I'm back in reality. The real one. The one where the accident took place. Is everyone dead? The doctor sits down on the edge of the bed and motions for the other people to leave the room. Listen, Kay. Can I call you Kay? You just did twice. What happened? Where is Eva? Kay, you were caught in a terrible accident. I know, I remember. The doctor nods his head gravely. The bus you were on fell into a ravine. Given the force of the impact, all of its passengers were condemned to almost certain death. Against all odds, rescue workers found 2 survivors, you and one of your fellow classmates. You know her, apparently. Her name is Eva. Where? A painful coughing fit interrupts me, but I manage to catch my breath. Don't push too hard, you're still Eva, where is she? Eva had punctured lungs. We put her on oxygen, but her chances of survival were slim. As for you, your heart gave out immediately upon arrival at the hospital. We tried everything to resuscitate you, but you seemed doomed. I placed my hand on my heart, whose steady beat radiates into my palm. Your prognosis was very serious. You needed a heart transplant urgently, but we had no organs on hand. Your classmate Eva, despite the pain, she kept repeating your name over and over, with what little oxygen she could manage to absorb. Her organs eventually failed one by one, and she finally succumbed shortly after arriving in the emergency room. Tears well up in my eyes. Eva, she really died. By a twist of fate, she was on the donor list and the heart was in perfect condition. We checked your compatibility and we decided to start the heart transplant immediately. Without this providential heart, you would have not made it through the night. The surgery was very difficult, given your precarious condition, but we ended up stabilizing you thanks to this heart. You are what we call a miracle case, Kay. The whole staff is very glad to see you alive. Eva sacrificed herself to save me. Her heart beats inside me. With both hands on my heart, I bend my head and burst into tears. The doctor places his hand on my shoulder in a comforting gesture, then leaves the room. Eva, thank you. Tears rolled down my cheeks, and I finished her inexorable fall into the white sheets. I'm sorry, Eva. I'm not worthy of your sacrifice. I turned my gaze to the window. My heartbeat quickened slightly, as if she's still present with me, as if to send me one last goodbye. Eva, I will never forget you. You will always have a special place in my heart. Everyone is dead, except me. Emma, Dan, Jessica, Eva, everyone. In our heart. I lost everything that day. My friends, Emma. I'm all alone now. And yet, I received something incredible, thanks to Eva. I'm alive, the greatest gift ever. I must live for all those who've died, to honor the memory of those who loved me, to those who will never walk this earth again, to live in a way that makes Eva proud of me, to be worthy of the image she had of me, to be worthy of her sacrifice. The sun slowly continues its path across the horizon, and a few rays reach my face as if to greet me. Eva, thank you for everything. The future probably still holds many sorrows for me, but also joy, so much potential joy. No matter what happens, I have to keep moving forward. For Emma, for the others, and for all those whom the journey stopped too quickly, too soon. Forever. Forever. And that was all the endings. Yada! There's still some of these images that we haven't seen. Oh, we've seen that one. There's one with Jessica that we haven't seen. Yet that one. I don't remember ever seeing that one. Is that one like a secret unlockable? Da 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 dum dum dum. Well, that was the Midnight Witch in its entirety. That was. Oh, wait. Wait. We don't actually. Have we seen this end bit? Is it going to be the same? I mean, we got a new ending after all. Light? Kay? Kay, can you hear me? Kay, forgive me for everything I put you through. I don't want to do it all again. I want... It's for you to forget this nightmare. Trust me, it's for the better. Kay, thank you for everything. I love you. I'll always love you. So, farewell, my love. We moved on beyond 12. So yeah, that was indeed all of Midnight Witch in its entirety, from start to finish. And all 4 of its endings. Whoa! Madness. Well, I believe that's where I'm going to leave it. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. Just looking for somebody to raid. Wait, what day is it? I can't remember if I'm streaming it tomorrow or not. I don't think I am. No. Well, I'll be back here next week with Minecraft. Well, modded Minecraft. We're going to be doing Horrorcraft. It's going to be all spooky and stuff. It's going to be cool. So do look forward to that. Forgotten how Twitch works for a second there. Shit. It's not scuff, I promise. So yeah, that was everything, and this is me saying bye 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 bye.